Welcome to Facebook Friday. I'm here with Sycamore Olympian Gregmar Swift. Gregmar, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Gregmar is a senior at Indiana State. He comes to us from Barbados, and this past year he represented Indiana State at the national championship. He also was a conference champion for Indiana State. The first question that came in was from Callie Moore. She wants to know if you have any rituals or good luck things you do before meets. I've seen you on TV multiple times. You kind of have a little routine you do. Is it the same thing every time, or you mix it up? What do you think?
Basically, it's the same thing every time. My good luck charm is kind of embarrassing because for every race I wear the same underwear all the time.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it's a blue Reebok underwear. So
every time, huh?
Yep,
yeah. What if you forget to wash it that week?
I've been in those situations and they're still being worn.
Okay.
So, and then the ritual, I just put my hands in the air and ask God to bless me with no injuries and anything like that, and just have a good, safe race.
Good. I always see you say a little prayer before you go, and that's your final process before you step in the blocks. So.
Yep.
And is that kind of a comforting thing for you as you head in, doing the same thing every time? Why is it you do that?
Just because I'm a spiritual individual, and it actually, yes, it does comfort me, and it actually is like settle the nerves and stuff like that. So that's why I do it.
Gotcha. That makes good sense. Taylor Head went on, and he said, how do you handle the pressure of beating your past performance? I mean, you run one of the top times in the nation, and you're going to go into the next race. How do you handle that pressure of trying to mimic that again or even improve on it?
Actually, I don't even think about that. It's not pressure on me at all, Every race is differently, and the time that I ran 7:64 indoor, and it was actually the number one time in the nation. But every race after that, it was a different circumstance. It wasn't time for me to run fast then. It was just time for me to beat people. Yeah. And basically, that's what I did all up until nationals, where I got 8th.
And that's part of the reason you're so successful over a long period of time, is because every race is a new race, and you have that mindset. So what happened last week's out the window, and you take a fresh start. So Taylor, that's what he does. He doesn't focus on what he's done in the past. It's here and now. What am I going to do? He also said, what's your thought process of such a short race? A small mistake can really change everything. Do you think about that beforehand, or do you try to focus on something else?
I just focus on getting all the blocks and letting what I did in training do the rest. To me, hurdling come naturally, so all I have to do is get out the blocks and just start to run, and everything just come naturally.
And you've done thousands of repetitions, so it's just the same thing you've been doing, maybe a little more intensity.
Yeah.
One thing I was curious of in sprints, if they try to overrun or run too hard, you can strain it in a hurdle. If you're going too fast, do you come up on the hurdle too quickly? I mean, is there a problem with going too fast between the hurdles? How do you judge that?
That is the problem. You actually want to go too fast. You want to go faster and faster each time. But again, as I said before, every race is a different kind of race, and you just have to adjust to the situation. So in between the hurdles, when I realize they're going too fast, I want that, but you can't practice that. It have to come naturally. So you just have to adjust to the situation inside of the race.
Man, so I mean, hurdles is a whole new ball game. There's more than just how fast can you go, and technicality, and dealing with all of the adversity. So there's a lot to it. That's why it's one of my favorite races to watch. Teammate of yours, Gabe Acasio, is the last thing that goes through your mind before you get in the blocks. You talked about your ritual, what you do. What about what's between the head here? What's going on in there before you get in the blocks?
The last thing that goes through my mind is just getting out the blocks. I think about why am I here in these blocks. I think about my family. I think about Indiana State University, and that's the last thing I get on my block, because that really and truly, that's my drive, that's my motivation. And when I think about that, it just makes me more aggressive, it makes me hungrier, so I just blast out the blocks.
Nice, because you're a loyal guy, loyal to Indiana State, loyal to your family. People are really close to you, and so I think that's what kind of calms you at the line, is thinking about all those things and knowing the love, the support you have. So track and field for you. Gabe wants to know, how did you get involved in that? Did you play other sports growing up, or?
Yeah, actually I did. I am a huge soccer fan.
Okay.
Shout out to Manchester United.
Man U's your favorite?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was actually better in soccer than I was in track and field. But
really,
at home there's a lot of politics in soccer. So a lot of people that were not better than I am, they got playing time or more playing time than I did.
Okay.
So, I just focused my talents elsewhere, and I realized that I had a good talent in track and field. And basically track and field was going to get me out of Barbados, and soccer wasn't. So I had to make a decision. And the decision, it kind of paid off in the end to come here at Indiana State.
Yeah, and did that love for track grow, or had it always been there? I mean, do you feel like it's still growing, or are you kind of at your peak of...
The love for track, it's growing. It's growing, and it's growing at a very, very quick rate. It haven't reached peak at all. I don't think it ever reached peak, because the way I feel about track and field, I don't feel about anything else.
Yeah.
Right? So that love is growing all the time.
So every year's fresh, everything's new. How about heading into outdoor season? You guys start here this weekend. What do you think? What's your thought process going into outdoors?
Outdoor season, I'm just trying to put the indoor season behind me because individuals think, oh, Greg Marr he ran a personal best and he got eighth at the national championship. He had a brilliant season, But like my expectations for myself is so high, I had a decent season, okay, and that's going into outdoor season. I'm trying to put that indoor season behind me and start fresh because this is my last outdoor season and I really want to leave a mark on Indiana State University and the NCAA championships.
Yeah. I love that your expectations are so high that you're an All-American and not happy with that completely. You're pleased with the effort, but you know there's more in there, and you have that mission outdoor season. So that's going to be fun to watch. Greg Marr heads into outdoor this weekend. Al Escalera said, in the U.S. we call each other Americans. In Barbados, what's the term you guys use? You call each other?
The correct term is Barbadians, but the locals, we don't use that. That's just for...
If someone's talking from the outside, would say Barbadians.
But we use Bajan.
Bajan,
yeah,
okay.
It's Barbadian, but it's just the dialect form of Barbadian.
Yeah, I can still hear a little bit of your accent. When you were a freshman here, I love that you can still hear a lot of that. When you go back home, does that accent come back really quickly, or is it?
To me, my accent doesn't go at all, right?
Okay.
I can turn it on and I can turn it off, and it just depends on the situation I'm in.
Gotcha, I see. Sounds good. Well, he wanted to know, is there a celebrity crush you have, whether it's back home, here in America? Is there anybody specific, or just...
I have a few crushes.
You're a celebrity yourself, so you probably...
I have a few crushes, and I really don't crush on celebrities. Like, I crush on everyday girls, and there's a few girls that I would not list on my Instagram. I actually crush on very hard. I like a couple of pictures. They maybe catch on, but I deny it. But there are a few females I crush on, actually.
Good. No names listed. I like that. So, okay. Brad Adams said, when you finish here at Indiana State, you've been the face of the track and field program. You've competed at the national level for us for years. Once you get done here, you want to continue running? You want to go into coaching? What do you see yourself doing when you're done collegiately?
When I'm done collegiately, I'm actually thinking about continuing my track and field career. Now, I'm only 23 years of age, and like my coach been telling me I can run to at least 32, or I can run at least how far my body takes me.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to take my track and field ability to the next level.
That'd be great. So, in your opinion, last thing I want to know, 60-meter hurdles versus 110-meter hurdles. What benefits you more?
The 110-meter hurdles, because again, coming from Barbados, I never ever had an indoor season until my freshman year here at Indiana State.
So that was different, huh?
Yeah. So although I've been here for 4 years, the indoor, I still take some time getting used to the indoor season. All right. But the indoor season actually helps my 110s a lot because being aggressive to the start and being aggressive for 5 hurdles, except for 10.
That
right?
speed,
So I just take that progression from the 5 hurdles straight out to the 10, but I'm a way better outdoor hurdler.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, you ran, was it the number 1 or number 2 time in the nation indoors?
I ran, actually...
At the time it was number 1.
Actually, at the time it was number 1, and overall, after the NCAA competition, it's number 5. So I think that's really, that's good. That's where I want to be right now.
That's up there. And the hurdles are so technical that the guy that ran the number 1 time didn't even make the final, did he?
Yeah, the guy that ran the number 1 time, he goes to the University of Nebraska. He didn't even make the final, and that's just crazy because his time was really fast. Actually, it was ranking him at the time like number 2, number 3 in the world.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, the hurdles in the U.S. and NCAA is just an incredible level. Yeah. And the last thing I guess is representing your country in the Olympics. Sum that up for us. How was that?
I get this question all the time, right?
I bet.
And I can't really put it into words. How the emotions, the feelings. I can't sum it up. All right, it's just basically it's a dream come true.
Yeah.
You feel me? I work hard almost half of my life for this particular thing, that to be the best I can be and represent my country at the pinnacle. And at 21 years of age, I've done that,
That is so great. I can just imagine the feelings inside of you as you walk out there representing your country and proud that you're a Sycamore doing that and representing your country. So thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it, Greg Marr. It's always good. I've watched your career for 4 years and looking forward to this outdoor season watching you.
Okay, thank you.
So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Olympian Greg Marr Swift here, and we'll see you next time.